Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Please do me a favor before we get into everything, because we're going to have to get into some things here really quick. Okay, guys, because I'm a little late. I am sorry for being late, but we are going to get started from the very beginning. It's only been a few minutes, okay? But we are going to get straight into this thing here very shortly. And we are here to talk about and see the outcome and the fate of this piece of trash, Jake Haro. Jake the Fake is finally going down. At least we're getting half of justice. Actually, a third of justice, if you really think about it. I'll talk about that here in just a minute. So please do me a favor, before we get into everything, hit that like button down below. Crush it, do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. Please and thank you. I'm on Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. I'm on all them mugs, okay? So make sure you are following. Follow. Make sure you subscribed here, too, on my main channel here on YouTube. Go to my second and my third channel. The second channel is called The Pascal Show Clips. Third channel is called Pascal Raw. Make sure you're subscribed to all three of them. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random, and it's important for you to know that, because honestly, that notification bell, I'm putting out a lot of YouTube shorts. I'm putting out a lot of pre-recorded videos as well as lives. So make sure you have that notification bell set to all. And don't worry, I know some of y'all are like, oh, I'm just getting here and I'm late. I didn't know what was going on and I'm late. Did they sentence him yet? Nope, you didn't miss anything yet. We're about to get into it and start from the very beginning. Okay? So make sure you subscribe, hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon, check out my Patreon, and of course check out pascalmerch.com. Okay? Check it out. pascalmerch.com. All right, guys, we got to get into this, because obviously we are all wanting to see what is happening here. And let me just throw up the screenshot for your ass so you can see. He is already pensive. He is already nervous and all that crap, because let's be real, he is screwed. The man be screwed. Why? Because he's about to find out how long he's going to be locked up for. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, the penalty of demise, okay, the ultimate price is not on the table. It's not going to be on the table at all. All right. I just want to make that abundantly clear. It is not on the table. All right. Some of y'all are like, ooh, I hope he gets the DP. Well, he ain't going to get it. The question remains, is he going to be a resident of the state for the rest of his natural life? Or is this judge going to let him off easy, which I hope he does not. Like I said before, and some of y'all didn't realize that I was making a joke. Some of y'all like, what? When I said, I hope that they throw the damn library at him. I know it's library. Library, it's a joke. So again, I hope that they throw the doggone library at this mother lover. And we're watching this in real time. Well, a few minutes behind time. And we're going to see what happens in the outcome of Jake Haro. Like I said, this is a third of justice. You want to know why? Rebecca, that piece of trash, she still has to see justice served to her. And also the third part, beautiful, precious Emmanuel Haro is still out there somewhere. He has not been found. He has not been located. We still don't know where he is. So the other part, that third part, to get a full 100% justice fully served, is getting Emmanuel Haro's remains found, brought back to his family so that they can say goodbye in a proper way. Not these two, not these mother lovers. They ain't family. They're sad excuses of parents. Okay, they're sad excuses of human beings. Let's be real, especially this guy. Well, both of them are, they're equally yoked in this situation, but he is the embodiment of Diablo. Yes, I said it. Yes, Diablo. So we're going to get into this, okay? Good afternoon, good evening to every single last one of y'all here. I really do appreciate you guys being here. It really means the world to me. So we're going to start from the beginning, and from what I'm understanding, Gam, mother-loving Gam. I don't know what she's talking about, but she's up there and she's talking, and I'm hoping that she's not trying to convince this judge to go easy on Jake. I hope she's like, throw the dumb library at him too. That's what I'm hoping for too. Okay? But we'll see what happens. All right? Yeah, Trashy is going down, son. Yes, Cynthia, he's going down. Like I said, in about a 5 months' time, he gonna be wearing Kool-Aid lipstick, holding the inside pocket of a man named Jorge. Wait for it. Wait for it, because it's happening, cabron. Yes, see, cabron. It's happening. Yes, see. Okay? Ay Chihuahua indeed. Let's get into this, guys. It's time to rock and roll. Hold on to your butts. Let's see what happens here. Don't forget to hit the like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow. I love you guys. Let's rock and roll. Fugly ass. I had to say it like that. The music is interesting. You hold on. I'm skipping ahead because I can't stand seeing this dude's ass. I need to see. Okay, there we are. I need to see justice. That's all I'm here for. Justice being served, dag nabbit. Okay, I don't need to see his ugly ass unless the judge is talking. So let's get into this. All right. First and foremost, we might, if there's dead space, I might jump ahead. If you can't hear, you might, Renee, you might want to reboot, refresh Facebook, the app, or something like that. Okay, because it is on. All right. Hit the number one, y'all, if you can hear the feed here in just a minute. Okay. Once I start playing it. All right. But again, let's rock and roll. All right.
Has read and considered the sentencing memorandums provided by Ms. Garthwaite and Ms. Lowe, as well as Mr. Smith and Mr. Robinson, as well as the probation report. At this time, does either side want to be heard further? Mr. Smith, Mr. Robinson, any victim impact statements for the court to consider?
There will be no victim impact statements.
Okay. And Ms. Garthwaite, Ms. Lowe?
Your Honor, I just wanted to very briefly reiterate the defense objection to imposing court fees and fines. Mr. Haro is indigent. He's the public defender client. I believe that the court is going to sentence him to a lengthy sentence. And prior to his arrest,
they better.
He was unable to work and was receiving disability. So we would
disability.
Imposing any court fees and fines. If the court is going to assess a restitution fine, it is or the defense requests that based on the indigency that the court set it no higher than $300, which is the minimum.
Okay. And Mr. Smith, Mr. Robinson, do you want to be heard in regards to that?
Yes, I'd say that while I intend to submit in large part on the sentencing memorandum I filed with the court, I do want to reiterate that while I understand the court has some discretion in this matter regarding the sentence and the fines and fees, I want to emphasize the fact that this defendant deserves no leniency in any regards, as to sentence or as to fines.
Zero.
The court is well aware of how this case began with the defendants standing in front of law enforcement and the public and creating this public panic about a child being kidnapped, and the resources that were expended in order to investigate those lives of the defendant need to be addressed in this sentence as well. So So I would ask that the court recognize that in deciding how much to assess the defendant in fines and fees, as well as in exercising its discretion regarding the appropriate sentence in this case.
Thank you, Mr. Schmidt. Anything further before the court begins its sentence?
No, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so, I'm sorry, we've had, I guess, a change of opinion. So the Emmanuel Haro's grandmother has now asked to address the court.
Here we
Okay.
go.
And are you ready at this time?
And
Yeah, she comes in hot. Wow, just hot and fresh out the kitchen. Here comes Gam Gam.
Hello, ma'am. And Mr. Smith, if we can have an introduction, please.
yes, so this is Emmanuel Haro's maternal grandmother. And her first name is Mary, M-A-R-Y. And I'll have her spell her last name.
B-U-S-H-A-U-S-E-N.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ma'am, and thank you for being here today. And ma'am, I want to make sure that I hear everything that you have to say, that our court reporter can take down everything that you have to say, and that we have an accurate record. We've cleared our entire afternoon, so you don't feel the need to be rushed. So whenever you're ready, if you could speak loudly and clearly and slowly for us. But whenever you're ready.
I want you to look at me. I want you to face me.
Oh, okay.
And ma'am, if you can address the court.
I would like for him to face me, to look at me.
Okay.
He ain't turning around. Yeah, I don't see on the theater. I'm sure he's outside the courthouse.
And now, if you could speak up as loud as you can, please.
I wanted Jake to face me, to look at me, because I told him that I would be here for his sentencing before he was arrested. I talked to him about, as a friend, to tell me everything. He
Okay.
gave me the opportunity to meet my grandson. He destroyed my whole family. He branded his children for life. He damaged her children, all his children for life. And in doing that, he destroyed my family, my children, everybody in my family. All my children are destroyed by this. He changed my daughter over. We don't know who she is. He never gave me a chance to see my grandchildren. He kept my daughter away. I don't know what he did or how he changed my daughter's life. But she was never that same person after she went to live with him. The only reason Rebecca came back, because in March I had a stroke. And my son got hold of her and told her I was in ICU. That's how I met Mackenzie, my 2-year-old granddaughter. I didn't even know she existed. Because I was not aware that she was pregnant with Mackenzie. I was not aware that she was pregnant with Emmanuel. I never met Emmanuel. You know, he deprived everybody. And it has hurt my children because the media has torn all of my children apart, okay? Because they say, Grandma knows, Grandma isn't on it, Grandma doesn't know nothing. If I had known what was going on, I would have take my daughter out of there forcefully, or I would have called the police. My sons would have come and got her, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Never did we ever knew anything. If I had known when I called social service when Rebecca moved in, I called social service to let them know that I didn't like him. That because my granddaughter Irene was afraid. She didn't want to be there. She called me, she says, Grandma, I don't want to be there. Okay, so I called social service. I asked social service to give me a report of what had happened, what had they found out. Oh no, she's fine, the house is beautiful, they have food in the fridge, that's it. Had social service come and told me what he had done to promise these other children. Nothing of this would be here. We wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. My grandchildren, Emmanuel wouldn't be gone. Mackenzie wouldn't have been born. Because he had already done a lot of horrible things to his other children. He branded those children for life. And in the same way, branded all my children too. Because I can't go nowhere without they asking me. Every time I go to the store or somebody recognizes me, they attack me, you know, on social media, everywhere. And that is not my doing or my children. This has been horrible for us. I was glad the day that got arrested because I fear for my daughter's life, I fear for everybody. And, you know, he had a second chance. My daughter didn't have a chance with him. Or his children. His children didn't have a second chance. And I think the judge that let him go should be here sitting with him. And so is social service. Because they could have told me, oh no, protocol doesn't allow us to tell you anything. Well, how are we supposed to protect our children if we don't know? The court knows what's going on. I didn't know. I called social service. I didn't know what he had done to his other children. And here he sits, you know, like nothing. Somebody will give him another chance. And I don't want that. Because he didn't give his children a chance. He didn't give my daughter a chance to be happy to take care of her children, okay?
Yes.
My 20-year-old granddaughter, my 18-year-old granddaughter are a mess because of him. Mackenzie, it's
You didn't fix.
totally changed, a little baby, a 2-year-old girl that has nothing,
No,
okay?
nah, bro. You just found this out now? Nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Not one bit. Not one bit.
I'm very, very stressed out, very angry at the justice system for letting this guy, giving him a chance. Who gave my grandchildren a chance, a second chance? Did CPS check? Why didn't they tell me? Oh look, this is what that guy does. He takes it out on the children, on the baby. He can't do it to a grown person. He's not man enough to do it to a man, okay? He destroys so many lives. His mom, his brother, everybody, okay? Nobody wants to be here. Nobody wanted to come and look at it. But I had to speak for my grandson and my grandchildren, and for my children too, because they're going through every hell in this world, okay?
Thank you, Mom.
I didn't mourn my grandson that he passed away. We buried him on the 5th of August, and they were saying that, oh, we probably bury Emmanuel in my grandson's,
Grave.
when we bury my grandson. Okay?
Yeah, there was a theory.
I lost my grandson on the 5th. We buried my grandson on the 5th of August. Then he calls me on the 14th of August and says that Emmanuel is kidnapped. And then my sister passes on the 17th of August. We didn't have a chance to mourn any of my sister, my grandson, my other grandson, none. Because everybody was angry at everybody because how could this happen? Why? I wish he could look at me and tell me why. He was never in my house. He knew I didn't like him. He knew I called social service, and that's why he kept my daughter away. He changed her so she couldn't have no contact with me or his brothers, okay? Had I had not had a stroke, I would have never met McKinsey or, probably heard it on the news about Emmanuel, okay?
Why you sad now, bro?
Don't blame my children. The media has blamed my children, everybody. The TikTokers, everybody. Grandma Mary knows. I don't know nothing, okay? And I stand here with you, asking you to give him the maximum.
Woo! Thank you.
I don't want him to give him another chance. He didn't give nobody a chance. He had many chances.
He
had
go-
a chance. The judge gave him a second chance. The probation gave him another chance.
Yep.
The CPS, oh well, no, he's fine. He's got food in the fridge and the house is clean.
Lock his ass up. He gonna be there for life.
Had it, okay? And that's not fair to the children to let somebody out like that. And I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm just very, very upset and very stressed out.
And ma'am, no need to apologize. This proceeding here is for you to make your impact statement to talk about how the crime has affected you and your family. I do want to lead with, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for all the hurt that you and your family have gone through.
Well, I've heard.
And I want to thank you for being here today.
I'm here because I'm the only one that wanted to be here because my children don't trust themselves to come in and talk because they're so upset, so angry at this system, what they did. How could they give him a second chance when you see the pictures of the little girl? How?
That's the ongoing question, sweetheart.
Beyond me. You get two drunk driving tickets and you go to jail or you pay a goddamn fine. And he, a slap on the hand, go and do community work. Okay? How does that happen, Your Honor? I want to know how did that happen.
Anything else, ma'am?
No. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, Gam Gam.
Mr.
Stepping up.
Mr. Robinson, any other impact statements on behalf of the people?
No, thank you.
Ms. Garthwaite, Ms. Lowe, no impact statements on behalf of the defense?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
And submitting on your motion?
Yes.
Submitting on your motion?
Yes.
So the court is now going to pronounce judgment at this time. Ms. Lowe, Ms. Garthwaite, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Smith, are you okay if I sentence on all three together, all three cases?
Yes.
Yes.
This time, this court, having taken the defendant's plea, having read and considered the probation report, and having seen, heard, and considered the evidence and arguments of counsel at the sentencing hearing, as well as taking judicial notice of its own records, hereby pronounces the sentence as described in this order. The court imposes an aggregate sentence of 180 days and 6 years, 8 months, plus 25 years to life and fines as specified. As I will explain shortly, the sentence of 180 days and 6 years and 8 months will be determinate. The 25 years to life is indeterminate and will be described at this time. Probation is denied. Because Mr. Haro was on probation for a felony offense at the time he committed the serious and violent offenses of murder and assault on a child underage causing death, he is ineligible for probation.
25 years to life?
Penal Code Section 1203. Accordingly, probation is denied. In regards to the terms of imprisonment, This case involves the imposition of determinate terms and indeterminate terms. The court will first address the indeterminate terms. I did read the briefing submitted by Ms. Lowe and Ms. Garthwaite, as well as by Mr. Smith and Mr. Robinson. For count 1, in case FERI 2504-808-1, murder in the second degree, the court imposes the only term provided by law of 15 years to life. The court notes that the amended complaint filed by the people lists the punishment for count 1 as 25 to life, which would suggest that the charge is first-degree murder, but we did have a discussion at the last hearing regarding those sentence or that charge and that it is in the second degree. So I want to make sure that
What
that's
the
clear, Mr. Smith and Ms. Lowe.
Yes, Your Honor.
Wait, hold up. Hold up.
Accordingly, the court orders the destination of the 25 to life stricken from the amended complaint. For count 3, in case FERI 2504-808-1, assault on a child under 8 causing death, the court imposes the only term provided by law of 25 years to life. The court finds that counts 1 and 3, in case ending in 808-1, are based on the same act. An act or omission that is punishable in different ways by different provisions of law may be punished under either of such provisions, but in no case shall the act or omission be punished under more than one provision. Accordingly, the court stays the punishment for count 1, the murder charge, pursuant to section 654. The court declines to stay the punishment for count 3 instead of count 1, pursuant to section 654. Mr. Haro, through his attorney, urges the court to stay the higher punishment because he acknowledged wrongdoing and pled guilty at an early stage of the criminal process, which is a mitigating factor under the rules of court. And the court does not find this to be a compelling reason to select the 15-year to life term in lieu of the 25-year to life term. While Mr. Haro did plead guilty at an early stage in the proceedings, this does not outweigh the significant and considerable aggravating factors that he has admitted to. It cannot be ignored that Mr. Haro was on probation for severely abusing one child when he decided to assault and kill another child. Further, the court notes that Mr. Haro was out on bail in 2 cases, including one for abusing his daughter, when he killed baby Emmanuel. And the fact that Mr. Haro pled guilty at an early stage, while not insignificant, cannot overcome the horrific nature of the circumstances here. Given the admissions Mr. Haro himself has made with respect to the aggravating factors, accordingly, I will impose the indeterminate term of 25 years to life. Mr. Haro has also been convicted of 3 felony charges with determinate sentences. The court selects the child abuse charge, 273A from case BAF 2101265-2 to be the principal offense. The court orders executed the previously imposed term of 6 years, which is the upper term. As will be explained, the court orders the determinate punishments to run consecutively to the punishment imposed in felony case ending in 808-1. In case BAF 2400717, Mr. Haro has pled guilty to being a felon in possession of a firearm pursuant to Penal Code Section 29800 and ammunition under Penal Code Section 30305. These offenses are based on his possession of a loaded firearm, which is a single act. Accordingly, the court stays punishment for count 2, the possession of ammunition charge pursuant to Section 654. For the firearm possession charge in count 1, I will impose a subordinate term of 8 months, which is 1/3 of the midterm, to run consecutively to the principal term. When determining whether to impose consecutive or concurrent sentences, the rules of court provide several factors for the court to consider. The factors related to the crime include whether or not, 1, the crimes and their objectives were predominantly independent of each other. 2, the crimes and their crimes involved separate acts or threats of violence. Or 3, the crimes were committed at different times or separate places, rather than being committed so closely in time and place as to indicate a single period of terrible behavior. The court may also consider any aggravating or mitigating circumstances in deciding whether to impose concurrent or consecutive sentences, except that the court may not impose a consecutive sentence based on 1, a fact used to impose the upper term, or 2, a fact used to otherwise enhance the defendant's sentence, and 3, a fact that is an element of the crime. The consecutive punishments are appropriate here because the crimes and their objectives were independent of each other, involved separate acts, and were committed at different times, indeed over the course of many years. Accordingly, the court imposes all felony punishments to run consecutively to each other. Mr. Haro has also pled guilty to a misdemeanor offense of filing a false police report in count 2 in felony case ending 808. For this misdemeanor offense, the court imposes a term of 180 days to be served in any penal institution. Having imposed the terms as explained, the court hereby imposes an aggregate term of 180 days and 6 years, 8 months, plus 25 years to life in state prison.
What a...
I do want to touch on my discretion in case there was any question. Looking back on this in the future, were the voters or the legislature to amend any statutes, or were there to be any decisional law in the future that would grant this court any additional discretion in sentencing, and which might benefit Mr. Haro, this court would decline to exercise any such additional discretion to lower or mitigate Mr. Haro's sentence. The court has weighed and balanced all the aggravating and mitigating factors in this case and considered all circumstances such that the court believes the current sentence is just and appropriate. Mr. Haro's conduct and culpability in the offense against his own children lead the court to conclude that Mr. Haro's sentence today is fully justified without future downward modification, even should the legislature provide such discretion. In regards to the fines, the court will impose a restitution fine of $10,000. The court finds the maximum fine is appropriate given the number of felonies the defendant was convicted of and the number of years he is being ordered to serve. The court imposes the parole revocation restitution fine in the amount of $10,000 as well. This fine is stayed unless and until parole is revoked. I will impose the court security fees as well as the penalties. The court additionally imposes the state penalty of $10 for every $10 or part of $10 upon every fine imposed. The state penalty assessment of 20% of the base fine, the court operations assessment of $40 for each conviction, and the court facilities assessment of $30 for each conviction. Ms. Lowe, I will take note of your request under Duenas. And at this time, those fines and fees will be imposed, but stay the execution pursuant to Duenas. In regards to restitution, the court orders victim restitution to be paid in any amount that may be determined in the future. Mr. Haro is also ordered to pay interest at a rate of 10% per annum, accruing as of October 12th of 2018 in case BAF ending 265, as of July 27th, 2024 in BAF ending in 717, and as of August 14th, 2025 in felony case ending in 808-1. Mr. Haro is hereby advised the restitution order shall be enforceable as if they were civil judgments. Mr. Haro, I'm going to advise you of the following at this time. You are advised of your right to appeal. The notice of appeal must be filed within 60 days after the rendition of the judgment or the making of the order being appealed. You are also advised that if you are indigent, you are entitled to appointment of counsel upon request. Sir, I'm also advising you of your requirement to provide buccal swab samples, right thumbprints, and a full palm print impression of each hand and any blood specimens or other biological samples. also advising you that as a result of these convictions, you are prohibited from owning, purchasing, receiving, possessing, or having under your custody or control any firearms, ammunition, or body armor. You are also ordered to relinquish any firearms. Sir, I'm advising you, and I went over this at your plea, that if you are not a citizen of the United States, these convictions will have the consequence of deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, and denial of naturalization pursuant to federal law. You're also advised that at the expiration of the term of imprisonment here imposed, you may be released on parole unless the Board of Prison Terms waives parole for good cause. If parole is granted, the period of parole shall be for 3 years. Now, sir, going over your credits, and Ms. Lowe, Ms. Garthwaite, Mr. Smith, Mr. Robinson, I believe we went over these this morning, but just want to make sure that I have the correct credits. Sir, in BAF, case ending in 017, you have credits of 72 plus 72 for a total of 144 days. Mr. Smith, Ms. Lowe, Ms. Garthwaite, do you agree?
Yes.
In case ending in 265, your banning case, you have credits for 167 days actual plus 166 days 4019 for a total of 333.
Yes.
Yes.
And lastly, sir, in the case, your newest case, ending in 808, your Riverside case, you have credits of 74 days actual plus 0 days good time credit for a total of 74 days.
Yes.
So to reiterate the final disposition, Mr. Haro, you are hereby sentenced to serve 180 days and 6 years, 8 months determinate. You are ordered to serve 25 years to life in the state prison for the child abuse perpetrated against CH, for unlawfully possessing a firearm and ammunition after having been convicted of such a heinous crime, and for the senseless assault and murder of baby Emmanuel.
Where is he,
While
though?
this sentence can possibly vindicate the loss of innocence and life at the hands of Mr. Haro, the man who was supposed to protect these precious and defenseless children against evil and harm, the sentence here is the most the court can do to ensure that as much justice is done as possible. To that end, the court imposes the aforementioned terms of imprisonment, fines, and penalties and assessments. And I will be filing a written order of today's sentence. Anything else at this time before I sentence him or transport it forthwith? Ms. Lowe or Ms. Garthwaite?
No, thank you for that. I have a point of clarification, Your Honor.
Okay.
I just wanted to inquire, it's my understanding that the court did impose the $10,000 restitution fine that stayed that person between us?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Robinson?
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you. And at this time, Mr. Haro, I am going to order that you are transported forthwith by the Department of Corrections for housing in the state prison.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
And Ms. Lowe, Ms.
Bye, you
Garthwaite,
piece of
before
trash.
you leave, there was an issue that we had kicked over to today's date in regards to.
Oh, I'm gonna break it down here in a second.
And the subpoenaed documents. Mr. Robinson, Mr. Smith, Ms. Lowe, Ms. Garthwaite, how would you like to proceed with those documents?
It's my request that that be put over to the January 21st FSC date. I did tell defense counsel for Mr. Haro that I would notify them. I'd like to address who has standing to object to those on that particular day.
And Your Honor, anytime that third-party documents are subpoenaed to the court, there's a procedure where the court has to determine if there's good cause and conduct an in-camera hearing, and that's with or without an objection. But I already did object to the release and asked that the court follow that process of the last court proceeding. If the court would like me here in January to make that same record, I'm happy to do so.
So you made the record. It was my understanding that there might be a request that those documents were not needed. So we'll continue the matter to January
21.
January 21st. I'll note your objection. In between now and then, I'll review the documents for materiality. Mr. Smith, if you can let me know if you plan to continue to use those documents. If you're not going to use the documents, then I will not review them and we'll keep them downstairs. But if they are going to be released, I will review them for materiality.
Based on my limited understanding of what's in those documents, I do believe it's possible. I would like to use them, so I asked the court to review them.
Okay, so I'll review them by the next court date, and then Ms. Lowe and Mr. Smith will have further conversations, and we'll figure out, Ms. Lowe, if it's necessary for you to appear on that January 21st date, as well as you, Ms. Garfield. Anything else?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Haro has some paperwork to take back with him. And so we want to make sure, I don't think that we ever made an order that he can have paperwork transported back and forth.
I'll make an order that he be allowed to transport his legal paperwork to and from court.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, court in recess now. Can I have her step outside, please?
Camera.
Oh, dang. That was quite abrupt. That was quite abrupt. Well, hold on. Let me see. Nope, that's it. And that's all she wrote. Ain't that something? So we're going to be breaking it down because I know a lot of, even myself, I was like, y'all like 65 years. Well, here's the thing. We don't have it. We don't have it correct. Okay. It's not entirely 110% correct. So let's get into this because of course we got things and questions here. And I hate it because they're like 180 days plus, what was it? 180 days plus, what was it? 6 years and 8 months. And I'm like, what? 180 days, 6 years and 8 months. Then on top of that, 25 years to life. Okay. So from what I heard, okay, he's looking at some serious time behind bars, no matter what. It is 25 years to life plus the years that he had, or the time that he has as well. Okay. So let me pull this over here. And so we can see this too. And I wish there was a little bit more explanation, a little bit better. Okay. Because again, it's not three. Somebody said like something like, oh, it's three counts of 25 years to life. No, it's not that. Okay. It's 25 years to life plus the 6 years, 8 months and 180 days or something crazy like that. Okay. But we're going to get into it. Just relax. I mean, some people are kind of being rude in the chat. You don't listen at all. We're listening to it. We're just trying to understand it. We're just trying to all understand it properly because the way that they put it out here is very strange. All right. And so just be patient. That's the nice way to do things in life. But anyway, he is sentenced to 25 years to life after pleading guilty, which we already know. All right. With these fake ass crocodile tears. All right. With his fake-ish. Okay. Fake-ish tears. But anyway, like it's hard to take his tears seriously when he used that when he was trying to get everybody into his story, and including Rebecca. Because Rebecca, when she gets sentenced, it's going to be bad too. And she's going to be a slobbering, blubbering mess. Okay. Leaking out of every orifice of her body, I'm sure. Okay, just having a full-on breakdown, doing all that crap, you know what I mean? He said, hola, that kind of thing. Just get ready. We're going to see that same crap. Okay, so yes, from my understanding, she goes back into court in January as well. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of time till we see her getting justice slapped in her face, but that's another conversation in itself. So yes, indeed, lock his ass up, okay? So he's sentenced to 25 years to life after pleading guilty to the unaliving of baby son Emmanuel months after his disappearance. But here's the thing, though. And this is the thing that really aggravates me about this. Where's the kid? Where's Emmanuel? If he was found already, that would be news to me. Okay? That'll be very big news to me. Indeed, Copper. Okay, Copper Mountain. Okay? You better lock, when it comes to Rebecca, you better lock up Thunderclap. You better lock up Thunderclap. No matter what, that piece of trash, Rebecca, Thunderclap, gone. Okay? Lock that ass up. Okay? But she's going to do just fine. She's going to thrive. She's going to thrive. He's not going to. Okay? He's not going to. He's definitely not. But remember, she still says, he's a good man. He's a good man. Well, he's taking the L. And he's saying he did this. Okay? But where is Emmanuel? That's the main thing I'd like to know. I was hoping that they would say something in the courtroom like, yes, and we also want to know, where's the baby? You know what I mean? Where's Emmanuel? That would have been nice. Can you tell us where he is right now? At least where you discarded him so that we can start looking in that general direction? But no, they didn't say nothing. Here's the other thing, too. Gam Gam went up there and she said, I want Jake to turn around and look at me. And he didn't even do that. The one thing you could have done is just turn around. If you had any decency in your body, which, by the way, we're talking about, what else is new? We're talking about Jake the fake, but at the same time, he could have at least turned around. He didn't have to look at her. He could have just swiveled his chair around, right? That's all he needed to do. But I could see how Gam Gam wanted to use this opportunity to kind of set some things straight, make a few things clear, right? It's like, no. All these rumors about how Emmanuel could be buried with my son. No, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? She definitely was using that as an opportunity to get that word out, you know, to debunk some of the rumors that are out here for sure. But I digress. Actually, I forgot to do something here real quick. 1 second. Yes. 1 second, guys. Okay. So yes, definitely. I'm definitely feeling some type of way about the sentencing, because I feel like they should have just thrown him away for good, like just gone in on him. 25 years to life. We're going to break that down here in just a minute, but let's take a look at this article, okay? Again, don't forget to hit the like button down below, please, and thank you. Crush it, do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you can. If you're watching on other platforms, don't forget to subscribe, all right? And then also, here's the thing. I also do have a GoFundMe going on. I'm raising money for a live streaming rig. It's like a portable live streaming rig. I know, but it is kind of dope, if you ask me. But it gives me an opportunity to get out there and basically cover boots on the ground types of coverage, talking to people, interviewing people, so on and so forth. We're almost halfway to to my goal. Okay. Like literally, which is amazing. Okay. I hate to ask, but I have to, you know? So I'm trying to crowdfund this rig so I can use it on the daily, if not the daily, on the weekly, where I can go out and cover a lot of different things out there, interview people, talk to people, get boots on the ground, that kind of thing. And it's professional. So anyway, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. It's also in the description box. If you can, a little bit goes a long way. If you can contribute, that would be freaking amazing and extremely helpful for what I am banging for here. Okay. But a lot of people have already been amazing in donating and all that. And I do appreciate that. So just getting that out the way. But let's get back into the conversation. Like I said, the link is pinned to the top of the chat and it's in the description box down below. All right. If you want to contribute. If you don't, I understand. We are living in some trying times right now. So I get it if you want to hold on to your money tight. Okay. So he was tearful in court, this piece of trash, as he learned his fate after taking the life of a 7-month-old baby boy, Emmanuel, and devising a sick scheme to hide the crime, which we already know about. So the 32-year-old man, I'm not going to say dad, this monster faced a minimum of 25 years in prison after suddenly reversing his not guilty plea 2 weeks ago. What I want to know is, what else did they have? What made him change his mind? What made him swivel, right? What made him swivel? What made him suddenly turn? You see what I'm saying? What made him turn suddenly? It doesn't make any sense. By the way, beautiful messy ball, the link does work. I just clicked on it and it's working. Hold on, let me see. Yep, it's working. Try it again if you want to. No pressure. But and real quick, Patty on Facebook, real quick. I am doing a Christmas thing this year. Yes, I am. Every year until I can't do it no more. Yes, there will be a Christmas special or a holiday special this year for sure. Okay, for sure. Just so you know. Yay! I know some of you guys look forward to that. All right. Hence the reason why the rig is important. Okay, just so you know. But anyway, let us continue with our conversation. I'm kind of curious on what made him swivel from not guilty to guilty. Did they show something to him being like, you know, we know you did it or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, how did they know for sure? Or like, what changed his mind? What was the moment where he had that change of heart? Right? That's kind of the thing I'm kind of curious about as well. What made him change on a dime? So I'm curious about that. But moving on. Superior Court Judge Gary Polk sentenced Haro to a determinate sentence of 180 days, 6 years and 8 months, and an undeterminate sentence of 25 years to life. So they don't say three counts of 25 years to life. Nope. Just one. So 25 years to life plus the 180 with the 180 days, 6 years and 8 months. Okay. So he's 31 years plus right there. Okay. Oh, all right. And we're going to talk about the 25 years to life thizang here in just a minute. Okay. But as well as unspecified fines. So probation for Haro will be denied as well. Duh. Why would he need? He's gonna be gone before he even gets an opportunity for a possibility of parole. And there's no reason to give him parole. He already violated his parole when he got out in the first doggone place. Okay, off of the other offense that he was locked up for a very short time for what he did to his daughter. Let's not forget that. And it should have been an M charge there too, because he done snatched that little girl's life. She ain't got a life. Okay? She's a vegetable. I hate to say it like that, but she is. She has to rely on a person for the rest of her days. Can't talk, can't eat, can't walk, can't see. He really made sure that girl would not have a prospering life when he got done with her. Okay? So he's denied bail as he was already on probation for a different felony offense at the time of Emmanuel's unaliving. So Emmanuel's maternal grandmother, Mary Boshausen, I don't know how to pronounce it, no disrespect, addressed the court on Monday and asked Jake to face her as she delivered her impact statement. I talked with him as a friend to tell me everything because he didn't give me the opportunity to meet my grandson. She also said something else right before that too. Did you not remember or hear her say, I asked him to tell me everything before he was locked up? And she said something, man, I'm going to have to roll that back. I'm going to have to roll it back so we can take a trip down memory lane, because that's some wild stuff. Because she said something along the lines of like, I asked him everything before he was actually arrested, which I was like, whoa, wait a second. So you knew a lot of stuff. So you knew a lot. But I'm wondering when that conversation actually happened. In fact, let me pull that up. Hold on. 1 second. It's right in the beginning, right when she starts talking. Hold on. This is crazy.
This is her first.
And ma'am, I found everything I should, so you don't file away
Look at me.
the rest of the court.
I would like for him to face me.
He doesn't care. I'm sorry, but this piece of trash, I'm sorry, this dude does not care. Okay? He doesn't care. If he had any respectful bone in his body, which he clearly does not have, he would have turned around and looked at her. Okay? But at the same time, there's something that she says here that I think is weird, that sparks some questions. Hold on.
I wanted Jake to face me, to look at me, because I told him that I would be here for his sentencing before he was arrested.
Do you hear that? She said that she would be there for his sentencing before he was even arrested. What in the F does that mean, y'all? What does that mean, y'all? And beautiful, I put in the link in the chat again for you. So just click on the link. It's in the chat, okay? But the link up that's pinned to the top is actually working, or you could try the link in the description box down below. Either one, try it. All right. So she even said, yeah. It's like, does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Talker was arrested because I told him that I would be here for his sentencing before he was arrested.
So again, it could mean two different things. Either she was like, you are a monster and you did this, and she knew, okay, and that's when she said, you monster, I will be there when you are sentenced, or I will be there when I'll be right there, like dancing on your grave. Does that make sense? So it could mean two different things. You know, it could mean that she knew, but she's acting all brand new about this. Okay. At least when she's doing her own impromptu victim impact statement here. Okay. But she clearly knew something, right? Or at least had an inkling that Jake was a piece of trash after Emmanuel went missing. The other thing too is she doesn't say my daughter's a piece of trash too. Okay. She goes, he ruined my daughter. Well, she's a piece of trash too. Okay. She's a monster too. You don't need to defend her. She made choices. She allowed to be in this relationship with this man. She nodded her head at this man every time that he struck that little boy and maybe the other kids in that house too. And she just sat there and turned a blind eye to the situation. Okay. She was an enabler. So she's a piece of trash as well. And the fact that you didn't get any inkling that this guy was doing terrible things, at least to your daughter, is mind-blowing to me. You didn't notice the markings on her face ever? She says, this changed my daughter. So you mean to tell me you knew, you saw your daughter change and you did not once turn around and go, why is my daughter changing so much? Throughout the entire time? You just bat an eye. You didn't even bat an eye to the situation until later. Like I said, to me, this is trash. This is the problem that I have with family members that will sit there and go, you did these terrible things to her and the kids. And it's like, you saw all of this in your face too. And did you do nothing? Did you do anything? Did you stop at nothing to try to protect your kid, the kid and your child? The grandkids and your child. Did you? No. But then when boom goes the dynamite, okay, when everything blows up, then that's when you're like, this is what you did. Well, there was opportunities there to swoop in and get the kid or get the family out of the situation. Plenty of opportunities. This is what frustrates me about families. It's like this whole, I don't want to get in the middle of it. You know what I mean? I don't want to get in all of that. I don't know about all that. I don't want to get in. It's not my business. You know what I'm saying? It is your business. If you're seeing something, you need to say something. You need to step forward. You really think that guy or that person is going to be doing something that bad to you? They're going to be too worried about getting locked up. Real talk. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Or this is the other thing too. You'll see these types of situations happen all the time, especially when they're inter-family. Okay, when it happens inside family, you just sit there and the moment happens, like something violent happens, right? Something violent happened, and then suddenly they're like, "Well, it was just one time. It won't ever happen again." Are you sure about that? Complacency. The fear of sticking your nose in somebody else's business when that is the absolute time to stick your nose in somebody's business, right? You're seeing markings on the kids that aren't normal. You're seeing markings on you're seeing markings on the grandkids, for example, that aren't normal. You're seeing markings on your child, the one that bore or is the parent of these grandkids, and that is not normal. They didn't pick up suddenly out of nowhere, kickboxing out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Suddenly they're the MMA fighter, right? So you sit there and go, wait, where is this coming from? Why aren't you speaking up then? But that is the general problem that all of us out here in America or in this world actually have. It's the fear of intervening, the fear of getting in somebody's business. Yet we are so quick to jump onto our QWERTY keyboards and start spreading rumors about people you know. Ain't that funny? We're out here saying, oh, yeah, God bless you. Good to see you. How you doing, Cindy? Good to see you. Yes. Bye. Yes. I can't stand. Did you know that she did this, and this? We're gossiping all day long about other people's ish and other people's problems. But when they actually have a real problem, when they're in dire straits, we don't say nothing at all. Make that make sense. No, real talk. I want all y'all to look at yourselves for a minute. All of us do this. Okay? We're quick to sit there and talk all mess about people all day long. Our personal opinions and this, that, and, the word on the street is, but then when you see something that's really bad, and you can't deny it, it's bad. Suddenly, zipped up. Everyone's zipped up. You might tell it to your boo thing, before the night is over, before you turn off the lights and go to bed, right? But that's about it. That's wild, right? Everyone's pocket watching other people. Everyone's in everybody's business. But when things like that happen, no one does anything. They just, whoop. I think that's weird. It's just an observation. It's just an observation here, guys. But it is truth. Okay? Not trying to make you guys feel bad. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Love. love. But it is something that we all need to wake up on. And we all need to have that realization. If you see something, say something. And that's the problem too. Because it'll be extended family, it'll be people that we love that we're seeing in real time, and we're seeing it every day. And you start to notice that person change their attitude, or you start seeing them wearing things different, or they're acting a certain way. The children are acting a certain way, that kind of thing. We need to be more aggressive when it comes to protecting our own. All day long, we want to have the page 6 gossip columnist have the hottest details about the neighbor next door. But what if that neighbor next door is in serious trouble? We don't say nothing. We'll tell other people about it, but we won't actually take action in trying to protect those people when they really need it. It's a wild world we live in. But let's continue on, guys. All right. I'll stop. I'll get off my soapbox. I just think it's very interesting. Okay. And, again, I'll tell you this too. All right. Just because Gam Gam is now speaking out doesn't mean that she really knew everything, but I still feel like there was a lot of red flags. And she even said those things during that victim impact statement. To me, she knew things. She should have said something. But at the same time, I will also put in here and throw into the mix here, into this little messed up cocktail that I'm stirring right now. She may have been a victim herself too, and doesn't know how and doesn't know what to do. She may have been a survivor as well. That's a possibility too. But that still does not justify if you know something and if you see something, say something. Let's continue on though. So he branded his children for life, she said in the court, asking to give him the maximum sentence. In doing that, he destroyed my family. So he admitted to taking the life of Emmanuel, on October 16th, after claiming that a little Emmanuel was taken earlier in August. Hola! Remember that BS? So on Monday, the dad returned to court in Riverside, California, an hour and a half east of Los Angeles, for sentencing, the same day that his wife, Rebecca, had a preliminary hearing. Now, apparently she is also facing charges of and filing a false police report, but has maintained her innocence despite Haro's plea. And there's a part of me that feels like this Jake the Fake, that this Jake the Fake may have done this to save Rebecca. Think about that too. There's a part of me that was like, why did he pivot so quick? At first he's like, I'm innocent, bro. I'm innocent, right? Wifey is saying, he's a good man. He's a good man. He would not touch the hair on any of our children. He's a good man, right? Then suddenly he's like, yeah, I did it though. So then why did he suddenly change his plea? A part of me thinks that he's trying to do that to protect Rebecca. That's what I think. I truly think that part of it is him going, ooh, if I take the fall, if I take the full blame, she can kind of be free at some point. She could be free. I think that's what he did. I don't know why suddenly he wants to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Okay. Don't know why he wants to be the superhero suddenly for this very demented comic book. But at the same time, I think that that's part of it. Okay. I think that's what it is. So of course she's going to sit there and go, I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. And she had something to do with this too. Here's the thing though. They didn't say anything about discarding remains. That's one thing I noticed. They did not talk about Emmanuel Haro and the discarding of his remains. And I'm wondering if he's going to get other charges if they possibly find his remains, which I'm hoping they do, right? So the couple initially claimed that Emmanuel was taken from a store parking lot by someone driving a white van, but they were arrested for his unaliving 1 month later. Remember? Hola. Yeah, see? Haruken. You know what I mean? And then she came to, and Emmanuel was gone. The little boy's remains still haven't been found, but detectives fear he passed from long-term CA. So we already know about him being like this dark trash of a human being. We already know about this. But I'm going to leave this up as I talk about this whole 25 years to life situation. Okay. What does it mean? I put this in the Google while the judge was like 25 years to life, 180 days, 6 years and 8 months of sentencing. I was like, what in the hell does this all mean? Because at first I was like, am I about to get mad? But this may not be that bad. So here it is. I said, what does it mean to when someone gets 25 years to life in California? So in California, 25 years to life means the individual will serve a minimum of 25 years in prison before they're eligible for parole. But guess what? He's not eligible for parole. He ain't getting no probation. No for Jake. Okay? No. So this sentence is typically a result of a serious or violent felony conviction under the state's 3 strikes law, which applies to offenders with 2 prior strikes or for crimes like first degree M. Now, he has some priors, does he not? Okay. He also admitted to taking the life of Emmanuel Haro. So you add all those things together. This is the reason why I feel the judge decided to say, you're going to get 25 to life. Now, he also has the 180 days plus the 6 years. So he's looking at 31 plus years behind bars at minimum. But here's the thing, 31 to life, right? He ain't going to get no probation. So he's gone, guys. He gone. He gone. Like the heart peace sign. He gone, baby. He gone with his lions, crocodile tears having ass. Okay? Oh, he gonna have a lot of fun. Okay? Prison's gonna have a whole lot of fun with him because he got hips. He got hips. So he gonna be just fine. Okay? Yeah. If you notice, he's been locked up for a minute. He hasn't been locked up for a very long time, but he's been locked up for a minute. He's still been able to hold on to that weight, them curvatures, them curvy curves, baby. Don't drop the soap, Emmanuel. I mean, Jake. Don't drop the damn soap. That's all I got to say. All right. He gonna be. I don't think he's going to last very long. I hate to say that, but I don't think he's going to last very long. Yep. That's the other thing, too. He either is going to get ran through, okay? Because you got to remember what they do to people like him that are in jail or prison for things that he did to little kids. Oh, he gonna be. He either going to get it's going to be street justice, like prison justice, or he going to turn into the town bicycle. Yeah. Like I said, don't drop the soap, cabrón. Because next thing you know, he's going to be like, ¿Dónde están mis pantalones, cabrón? It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Yeah. Somebody, Lori said, they will get his hiney. They will get his hiney. Yes, indeed they will. Oh, indeed they will. Like I said, the man got heaps. So let us continue with our conversation. Oh, man. But at the same damn time, we ain't done yet. Because Thunderclap still has to get justice served to her as well. All right. And here's the other thing, too. Let us not forget, where is Emmanuel? I think we all want to know that. Okay. Where is Emmanuel? Where is he? Where is he? I can't talk. You get what I'm saying, dag nabbit. Where the F is that baby boy? That is something that needs to be answered. And maybe Rebecca will squawk. Maybe she will. But then again, maybe she won't. Let me check some things here real quick. One second, guys. Uno momento, por favor. Because I was hoping that there was going to be a little bit of live coverage or something of that sort about this, right? I think that's fair. But like I said, this is just F that dude. And F Rebecca too. Where's the justice, right? Where is the doggone justice? We're almost there. We're not done yet, but we're almost there. We're almost there for sure. We're almost there for sure. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Sorry, just checking to see if there's any more updates here. Something that just came out just about 22 minutes ago. And take a look at this. So they say that he is being sentenced to 25 years, to life. Okay. Hold on. 25 years to life. All these damn pop-up things. Anyway, so yes, he's getting 25 years to life and of course, for what he did, for doing terrible things to Emmanuel. All right. So he copped a second-degree M charge, which I think is also ridiculous. I truly think he should have gotten first degree, personally. All right. He should have gotten first, just in my personal opinion. But nonetheless, so he copped a second-degree M charge. All right. Shook his head and wiped tears from his eyes as the judge read the sentences, according to a live stream on Channel 3 News. So he was hit with an aggregate sentence of 180 days plus 6 years and 8 months for separate charges of attacking of assault, I'll just say it, causing bodily harm to a child and filing a false police report. So yeah, there's not much else, which is kind of frustrating because you're hoping that there would be a little bit more, just like a little bit more information, right? Oh, okay. We got a little feed. Hold on, let me pull this up. It says here. So summary of his sentencing for the death of his son. So 25 years eligible for parole, but he's not, just so you know. So he said that you are not eligible for parole, but let's take a listen to this.
5 to life for killing his son. 6 years, guys. 6 years, 8 months for what he did to his daughter.
180 days.
Mind you, that has 3% of brain activity left. 180 days. 180 days for a fake police report.
And don't forget, he was already on
probation. He has a little bit over 4 years credit for time served, and that's combining all his cases. Hello, daughter. For killing his son. 6 years, 8 months for what he did to his daughter. requesting. I'm not 8 months for what he did to his daughter, and 180 days for a false police report. And here they come. There comes the attorneys, the DAs.
Thank you.
And there goes. Woo! There they are, guys. They're the ones that gave him his time. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You guys are the men.
I mean, he is Jake the fake is going to be locked up for a long time. All right, he gone. He gone. Let's be real. He's gone. He's not going to get probation. That is for sure. Okay, this dude is done. Okay. Straight up, just F that dude. I just can't stand that guy's face. I really can't stand that dude's face. I just want to, you know what I mean? Just, you feel me? I don't rock with this at all. I don't rock with that guy at all. No one should actually, but you get what I'm saying. Hold on. I'm just seeing if there's anything more. Okay, let's see. This is all old stuff about him being sentenced, but let's see. Hold on. There we. One second, guys. Just pulling this up.
We've tried everything to address plumbing emergencies.
Plumbing emergencies. What is that noise?
We start with breaking news today at noon. I'm Angela Chen. In Riverside, bombshell new details in the case of Jake Haro, the father from Cabazon whose baby went missing. He is now admitted to killing his 7-month-old son. His sentencing is now set for later today. Jake Haro has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and to assault on a child under 8, admitting he beat his son Emmanuel to death. News Channel 3's Garrett Hoddle is live outside the courthouse right now with what he is learning ahead of the sentencing today. Garrett.
Hi, Angela. We're in Riverside this morning outside the Hall of Justice where Jake Haro was originally slated to be sentenced at 8:30 this morning. That has been rescheduled towards this afternoon. I reached out to the DA's office asking for clarification as to why. I'm told this is simply just a preference of how the judge wanted to conduct today's caseload. Meanwhile, we're also learning new details about what the prosecution intends to do. In a sentencing memo, we're now learning that the prosecution is seeking the maximum penalty, meaning they're seeking a 6-year sentence for the 2018 assault of Jake's then infant child, 10 weeks old, who we now know is a quadriplegic, and now serving a 25-year to life sentence consecutively for the death of little Emmanuel Haro.
Let me just say this really quick. The fact that it was only six years, okay? I don't know what that background noise is. I'm going to have to kill that when we get done with this. But the fact that it was only 6 years for that is mind-blowing to me. You understand that that's crazy, right? That's absolutely crazy, but let's continue.
Well, we've also reached out to the DA's office this morning to see if Rebecca will be in court. I have been told by the DA's office that she will not be ordered in court today. However, I do want to make clear that her attorney, Jeff Moore, has been seen in the court this morning speaking with the prosecution, so we're monitoring that very closely. Meanwhile, after sentencing today, we know that there's going to be a peaceful protest outside the Riverside County Jail here in town to honor Emmanuel's life and to seek justice in terms of what we see from sentencing. Now, there is going to be a lot of pressure on the judge. If you recall, back in 2018, Jake pled directly to the court, similar to what he did in Emmanuel's death, pleading directly to the court last month. And in that original case back in 2018, when he pleaded guilty in 2023, the judge gave him a light sentence, only probation. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on the judge today to give Jake a hefty sentence. We're going to see what he decides. We'll bring you any updates right here at KSQ on News Channel 3. Be sure and stay tuned.
Okay. So you have that. Hold on. I need to get rid of whatever that noise is coming from. Hold on. That's really annoying. Okay, I guess that's over. That's gone. That's weird. So yeah, it looks like no plea deal. Yeah, looks like no plea deal for that piece of trash. Good. Okay, no plea deal. And I'm more than happy about that. Okay, just to be completely real. F that guy. Okay? It's just I mean, I just don't get how he was able to get out in the first time. You know, the first round. Still don't understand how he was able to get out the first round, right? With the first offense. Again, if he was still locked up, there would be no Jake. I mean, there would be no Emmanuel. There would be no Emmanuel. So then there would be no crime. Which is even more disturbing to even bring up and talk about as well. But let me see. Maybe there's more updates, something new. No, it looks like that's just pretty much what it is for right now. So what say you guys? I mean, of course, you know, I obviously feel like they should have just said life. That's what I think. I don't like, that's the only part that really aggravates me, right? The part that aggravates me is that you have this monster that is not really getting the full, like he's not getting slapped in the face, you know, in my way, in my thoughts, when it comes to this case. I just feel like he deserved to get hit even harder. Like, you know, because you're different, because this case is different. Like, this is what I feel like the judge should have been saying. Because this case is different, and because I feel some type of way about the offenses that you've been guilty of in the past, with that slap on the wrist before, you had opportunities to rehabilitate yourself, become a better person, be a great contributing member of society, and all you did was bring more pain and sorrow. You are getting life. That's just me. I don't care if he admitted to it. They still lied. They still covered it up, and the body is nowhere to be found. So in my mind, I'm like, if they find the body, does this change anything? Does it change the charges? If they're able to find out through autopsy that this wasn't just like negligence or a mistake, right? Could the charges change? I'm quite curious about that. Because this piece of trash and wifey, okay, thunderclap, needs to be, they both need to be in there for life. And there might be something that they don't want us to find, okay, that's on Emmanuel that could prove serious wrongdoing, not just long-term child A, but something more. That maybe he did or they both did something really, really bad, right? Little Shirley just said 25 to life is not justice for hurting a child and unaliving another child. Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm just like, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. Sure, he gone. Bye. Bye. Okay. Bye. Enjoy life in prison. It'll be short-lived. Trust me. Okay. It'll be short-lived. But I still feel like it's not enough. Still not enough. Let me get these super chats and these members chats here really quick. Rachel, thank you so much for being a member for 10 months. I appreciate it. Justice for baby Emmanuel. I agree 110%. Is this the full embodiment of justice for Emmanuel? Yes, I get it. He's going to be locked up for good. He's locked up for the rest of his natural life. If he ever does get out, which he never will, okay, there'll be flying cars and he will be walking with a walker. Everybody he knows will already be dust. Do you understand? His life is over. But I just don't feel like it's enough. I just don't feel like it's enough. And that's what's frustrating me. Okay? I forgot how old he is again. Hold on. Let me look that up again. Oh. How old is he again? How old is this dude again? It's funny. You put that in, they don't even give you the answer. Hold on. He's 33. So if he goes and he's there, let's just say he gets out in 31 years. Let's just say he gets out in 31 years. He's still going to be in his, 60s. Still going to be in his 60s. That's if he survives prison. And that's a hard if. If you get what I'm saying. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, it's just not enough, man. It's just not enough. But anyway, Jasmine, thank you so much for being a member for over a year. Appreciate it. Justice for little Emmanuel, indeed. Mary, thank you so much for the super sticker. Jojo, welcome to the family. And Shar's Angels is 57. Welcome to the family. And again, man, thank you guys, Rianne. And Jojo. Thank you so much for gifting 5 new memberships. I really do appreciate it. And just all those new members that just got gifted. And Tipsy, I forgot that. 5 new memberships there. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of y'all who just became new members, welcome to the family. And of course, if you could put in some purple heart emojis in the chat for all of those who just gifted you guys, okay? And of course, I ask for you guys simply to pay it forward. Open the door for somebody. Buy somebody a cup of coffee, right? Say something extra nice to your spouse, unexpectedly nice to your spouse, nice pants, you know what I mean? Just because. Don't blame it on me though. If you blurt it out like that, don't do it like that. Be smooth about it. Okay. Nice pants. And don't say it's from me. Don't say I inspired. That's weird. That would be weird. Okay. That would be weird. Don't say that I inspired it. It has to come organically, okay? Authentic energy coming out of your face and your mouth, okay? So don't at me later. It's like, you know what I mean? My man started asking me questions about who Pascal is, and I'm like, wait a second, hold on. No, I didn't mean it like that. What? Just make sure you're making that comment to the right person. Consensual comments, please. And if it backfires, don't at me, baby. Okay. It was just a lack of swagger that came out of your body and your face. Okay. You got to do a smooth. All right. You can't just go, nice pants. I like the bulge in them. You can't do that. You just can't. Don't you dare do that. Oh my God. Oh my God, indeed. So let's continue on. Okay. Tipsy, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Yes. See something, say something all day long. I couldn't agree with that more. Okay. Mary, again, thank you so much again for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Rianne, thank you so much. Did you notice the change in Emmanuel's face? The change in Emmanuel's face? Yes. I think, well, yeah, I think that's the ongoing debate, right? Some people think that, that he was maybe shaken baby syndrome, or maybe that he was already on his way to kind of where Promise has ended up at, right? Quadriplegic, handicapped in some sort of way because of what Jake did. So yeah, definitely. There's also theories that the other photos of him there's theories. So they're saying these are theories, but there are theories that maybe the later photos of him are not actually him breathing. But that's a theory that people have been talking about as well out here in these streets. Mimi, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. And Shars, thank you so much for the love. Yes, he is pig vomit number 2. He is most definitely pig vomit number 2. He needs a nickname of his own, right? You got Thunderclap, and then you got him, and I just don't know what it is yet. You know what I mean? Maybe it's hips. Maybe it's just hips. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. He needs a nickname. For me, at least. Because he's trash. I think we all know that. We all know that he's trash. But yes, y'all, this is pretty insane. But here's something, though. Hold on. Because before we, completely wrap up the show and stuff, there is something that is pretty insane. And again, I am interested. His hips do lie. Stop. How fitting that you say his hips do lie, Kai, and your name is KY. I'm kidding. But speaking of which, this is a little bit of a left turn. Speaking of hips don't lie, right? His hips do lie, but hips don't lie. I don't fully, and somebody gonna be mad. I'm gonna say this. I had a conversation just the other day about this. Sorry for the left turn, but I gotta say it since the hips don't lie came out. Okay. I don't understand the concept of Shakira. Does anybody else? Can anybody else feel that? Oh, baby. No one? No one? Does everybody understand the concept of Shakira? Because I don't. There's some artists that I just don't get. I just don't get it. It's why? No disrespect. Okay? No disrespect. Breezy Bree, thank you so much for being a member for the past 11 months. I appreciate you. I'm not trying to be mean. I know it's a little bit of a left turn, but think about that for a second. Do you understand fully the concept of Shakira? Yes, I know some people are going to be mad. I already know. I know people love Shakira, but oh, baby, when you talk like nobody understand. Everybody understands the concept. Okay, I might be the only one. Okay, it's a lonely world out here. It's a cold world. I guess I'm the only one that doesn't understand the concept of Shakira. But I actually thought about that the other day. I said, wait a second. I don't fully understand why this woman is so popular. It's kind of like the same thing. Golly, I'm not about to say that because people are going to be mad. Y'all going to be mad at me. Y'all going to be mad. Okay, I'm going to say it anyway because I don't care. Britney Spears. Oh, snaps. I don't fully understand the concept of Britney Spears. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Now, I'm definitely by myself with the Britney Spears. And don't get me wrong. Britney Spears had some bangers. I'm not saying that she didn't. But there's a part of me that's I just don't fully understand Britney Spears. Because it's she doesn't she can't sing. Y'all say that she can, but she can't. She can't sing. She lost that singing ability a long time ago. And I get it. It's just an energy, right? It's just the persona. Like, I get it. Okay? I get it. But there's another part that I'm like, she ain't Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? She can't sing. And I know y'all are going to be like, leave her alone, right? But that's the same thing. I'm not saying that Shakira can't sing. She can sing. You know what I mean? Shakira can. I'm not saying she can't, but I just don't get it. I just don't get the concept. Same thing with Britney Spears. It's a concept that I don't fully understand why everybody embraced her and was like, you know, you got Christina Aguilera, okay? No. You know what I mean? You're like, that girl can sing. Damn. You know what I mean? No, nobody. Nobody? Okay. But like I said, sorry for that tangent, but Shakira, I don't get. I don't get it. I don't get it. But people love it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Ariana Grande can sing. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question about Ariana Grande. She got pipes. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, I guess I'm the only, okay, I might be the only one. That's fine. That is fine. That is totally fine. Okay? I'm just saying, one day, y'all gonna look back and go, yeah, no, she couldn't. No, she couldn't. She could not sing. She could not sing. Why did we like her so much? You know what I mean? Okay. But Britney Spears, I get it. I'm a slave for you. You know what I mean? She had some songs, but you know, that was a lot of production. That was a lot of producing. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of production. Hold on. So there is something else that has been going on that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And since we're here already, I might as well just do a quick little conversation about it because this is crazy. All right. Did you hear about the female anchor, the female news anchor that has now been charged with attacking her own mama on Halloween? She attacked her with a knife. No one, y'all know about this story at all? Now, if you don't know about this story, I'm about to get you guys hip to it really quick. This is absolutely insane. Okay. She is being charged. This is a St. Louis Fox TV anchor that goes by Angel Lynn Mock, who allegedly attacked her own mama, unalived her, and now she is being charged with murder. This is insane. So we have got to take a look at this. Okay. So former Fox TV anchor has been arrested for unaliving, okay, for M, after her elderly mother was found poked, stabbed to death. I hate saying poked because that sounds weird. Okay. Especially when somebody losing their life like this. Okay. But they, that's going to annoy you by poking you. No, she was attacked viciously. All right. With a very sharp object. All right. Now, Angel Lynn Mock, 47 years old, who anchored for Missouri's St. Louis local station Fox 2 about a decade ago, was taken into custody on Friday in Wichita, Kansas, for unaliving her 80-year-old mother, Anita Avers. So officers with the Wichita Police Department responded to an attack around 8 a.m. to find Mock, Angel Lynn, standing outside her home while her mother was discovered in a bed with multiple wounds. So Avers was taken to the hospital where she later passed away. Mock was also treated at the hospital, but the agency did not specify why. She was then booked on a charge of first-degree M. I have a feeling that she was attacking her so viciously that the knife probably slipped through her hands and maybe she cut her hands. Okay? Just so you know. All right. So that's just my theory. But the once glamorous journalist worked for Fox 2 as an anchor and reporter from March of 2011 to February of 2015, according to her linked page. So Alyssa Castro, a neighbor who witnessed the aftermath of the gruesome incident, said Mock approached her, and her boyfriend with blood all over herself. So there was a woman who approached our vehicle with like blood, like her hands were filled. Her body was filled with blood, asking to call 911. So she must have, and this is what she originally looked like. This is what she looked like on camera on Fox 2 as a reporter, as an anchor, just so you know. All right. And then you're about to see what she looks like now. Don't worry. That's not her. That's her mom. Okay. That's her mother who tragically lost her life. So the startled resident told the outlet Mock begged to use her boyfriend's cell phone to call police and then ran back in the house with it. The phone was later returned to him by police. Castro recalled trying to help Mock as much as she could after authorities were called. I asked if she was okay, and she was pretty shooken up. And she seemed scared, and she just ran off. Sounds like a psychotic break. This is what it sounds like to me. Okay? Oh, it's a completely different person. Whoo! It's a different person. Hold on. Let me just keep this burned in your brain. This is what she originally looked like. You're about to see what she looks like now. But she ran off. Her husband, Ava's husband, told the outlet she was a marriage and family therapist with Wichita counseling professionals. Mock was booked into Sedgwick County Jail, where she's being held on $1 million bond. Here we go. There she is. That is her. Hold on. This is her here. Okay? She was an anchor from years 2011 to 2015. We are in 2025, so 10 whole years later, and there she is. This is a completely different woman. Completely different person, y'all. Completely. But let's continue on. There she is, look, with her mom. Completely different person. What happened here? So, news of Ava's shocking demise comes as the mother and daughter portrayed a happy relationship on social media. The 80-year-old's Facebook profile picture is an image of Mock reporting live on air at a baseball game. So another image showed the pair together, hugging and smiling. Details surrounding this attack remain unclear. To me, it sounds like this is a psychotic break. This is what it truly sounds like to me, but I could be wrong. Let's go over and take a look at some news here, because this does not make any earthly sense except for the fact that this anchor lost her marbles. That's what I truly think. But let me grab something here so we can see it for ourselves. But this is some wild stuff. Hold on. Jeez Louise. It's interesting because when you want to talk, you look at this and it's like there's not much information out here. There's like 30-second little blurbs about it, like, a former Fox 2 anchor stabs her mom to like it's this, that, you know what I mean? But when you just, you know what I mean? When you want something a little bit more robust, they don't give you nothing, which is annoying. She was the first. Again, we don't know what actually happened here. Okay. I think it's a psychotic break. It could have been substances under the influence of some sort of substance or something like that. I don't know, but we're going to play a little bit of this from Law and Crime because they actually covered it today too. I didn't know. So, hey, mazel tov. Let's take a look at this.
And you'd wake up to when you flipped on the morning news.
Rich in Texas is behind bars this morning after being caught on camera stealing her neighbor's Christmas lights. Who thinks of that?
That's part of her resume reel that's still on YouTube. She was the face and voice that viewers trusted, but now in a shocking turn of events, this former news anchor is now an accused murderer.
This is crazy.
This morning at 07:51 hours, officers responded to a stabbing call in the 1500 block of East Crowley.
She allegedly stabbed to death the person you might least expect, and police say she stabbed that victim multiple times. However, there appears to be a defense that she's going with. What she is saying her side of the story is to this horrific crime. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime.
Hold on. So she has an wait. So she's trying to have some sort of excuse on what happened here? Watch her say something like, I just walked in and she was already attacked. And I was trying to help her and I just didn't know. You know what I mean? But I think there's something else. Like, clearly something's going on here. And that mugshot, okay? That mugshot, something's up.
I'm Chris Stewart. Wichita, Kansas, and we begin this episode of On the Case. I want to take a moment and talk about our partner in Spy.
Oh, dear Lord. Come on. I know we all got to get paid, but diggity dang.
Super early. Sun might not be up, but they always have the energy. They always seem to be on top of whatever's going on in your community. And it makes what happens in this story so shocking. And we're following it out of Wichita, Kansas, and it involves a former morning news anchor who's now an accused murderer. This is Angie Mock. According to her LinkedIn, she used to work in local news for more than a decade. And that's the kind of job, I mean, I used to be in the industry. It might seem glamorous on the outside, but boy, it is a grind and it takes years of dedication, it takes a lot of commitment and sacrifice. And apparently, Mock was someone who did pay her dues in the business. Her career started in November 2002. She was a sports reporter, started out at that small market station, tiny Lincoln, Nebraska, and it appears she really worked her way up through places like Rochester, Minnesota, Missoula, Montana, Oklahoma City, and then she made it to the biggest place she worked, St. Louis. She was a morning anchor in that city from March of 2011 through February of 2015. But in 2015, it appears, she got out of the business and transitioned into software sales. Now, along the way, she did seem to have a ton of support from her family, especially her mom, a woman named Anita Avers. Avers worked as a clinical and family therapist in Wichita. Her biography reads that she specializes in treating adults experiencing depression, anxiety, spectrum disorders, trauma, and mood disorders, as well as relationship issues involving couples and marriages like family conflict, infidelity, and divorce. So
I got a question and a theory, because I've already, I haven't seen this video, okay? And I do appreciate Law and Crime for, providing this video. But I have a feeling, could it be that the mother may have prescribed or diagnosed her with stuff? I don't know. Could her daughter have been the guinea pig? You see what I'm saying? Think about it. Yeah, she went from news to selling software, which is interesting. So I'm still wondering and that's the other thing too. Copper just said, what diagnosis did her daughter have? We don't know yet. I don't know. Okay. But again, it does make you wonder what actually happened while she was being brought up by her mom. And maybe the mom, and this of course is just a question, could the mom have been, hey, take these pills, take these drugs, you see what I'm saying? So let's see. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. Let's play a little bit more.
Oh, she was a woman who really handled a lot of very serious issues involving mental health. And it also just appears that she was, at the end of the day, a proud mom of her daughter. In fact, her profile picture right now is her daughter, Angie Mock, and it appears Angie's out live in the field reporting. And this is a picture of the two of them together. This was posted in 2019. Now, a family therapist, a morning news anchor, a mother, and a daughter. Those details just make what happened on October 31st, according to Wichita Police, just so difficult to comprehend.
This morning at 7:51 hours, officers responded to a stabbing call in the 1500 block of East Crowley.
Crazy.
When officers arrived on scene, they were met in the street with a 48-year-old white female who had suffered from some cuts to her hand. Officers went inside the residence, found an 81-year-old elderly female suffering from multiple stab wounds. Both were transported to local hospitals.
Police say Angie Mock, the former cheerful morning news anchor, killed her own mother, stabbing her multiple times. So here's what we know about what the scene looked like. There's a neighbor that told the local news station KAKE that Mock allegedly ran up to her and her boyfriend. This is what she said. That neighbor said, quote, "There was a woman who approached our vehicle with blood, like her hands were filled. Her body was filled with blood, asking to call 911. Just think of how terrifying a situation that would be if you were just driving down the street and that person comes up to you. But that neighbor said that Mock then took their cell phone and ran into the house, calling 911. She described Mock as acting scared. Now, Mock's mom, who you do see her hugging in this picture, Anita Avers, was rushed to the hospital. She was the victim, 81 years old. She passed away from multiple stab wounds, allegedly at the hands of her own daughter. Now here's Mock's mugshot. Her full name is Angeline. She's 47 years old and she was taken into custody on first-degree murder charges. Now we did find the 911 dispatch chatter from when Mock called for help, and we do get a little bit of insight, a little bit of information about what Mock's side of the story may be. Listen to this.
Responding to the cutting at 1514 East Crowley Street. The calling party advised that on Friday 01CP, the calling party stabbed her mom. The mother started slicing a CP and the calling party had to stab the mother to save herself. Mother is a white female, 5'9" heavy build, standoff on arrival. Would you like to attack channel?
So that's the dispatch chatter. And the key part of what you're hearing there is that the dispatcher says that the 911 caller, who is Angie Mock, said something along the lines of needing to allegedly stab her mom to save herself. So could that mean that she is arguing that this was a case of self-defense?
Self-defense. No! 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 How old is her mama again? She in her 80s or something like that, right? And now she's saying she was doing this out of self-defense? Nah, homie. I'm sorry. Nah. This is an episode of Snapped. Like literally, this is This is no. This is not. 80-something-year-old woman just suddenly out of nowhere just goes after. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I mean, obviously, this is just me, shooting from the hip here. This is my guttural reaction to this, okay? Raw reaction. It just seems like there's no way that she was doing this out of protection of herself. That she had to do this because it was I just don't believe the self-defense. Okay, you see the mom. She's an 81-year-old woman. I don't see her out here, there's no photos or anything. She definitely does not look like she's physically able to do something that physically intimidating on the likes of a younger on her daughter. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that, but okay. She's saying this is new. Self-defense, guys. Self-defense.
Both Mock and her mom were taken to the hospital. Police say Mock did have cuts on her hands. It's unclear if those cuts are defensive wounds. It's also unclear if Mock and her mom, if they were dealing with any mental health issues or if the two had any previous issues between each other. Now, we weren't able.
Okay, and that's true too. Hold on. I'm breaking this down because I said it. I called it. I was like, okay, she had cuts on her hands. Why? Because she was probably attacking her mom, and it was getting so messy, for lack of a better term, that the knife was slipping in her hands, right? That's still a possibility. But why would her mom go run after her, 81-year-old woman, run after her own young daughter, okay, much younger daughter, younger than her at least, okay? I'm just talking about age-wise, okay? Why would she go after her daughter like that? Why? To the point where she has, let's just say, defense wounds on her hands. You realize that it's a mom that's 80-something years old. She's not as physical, or like not as physically capable as, let's just say, the likes of Angelin, okay? You don't think you could just push her down on knock the knife out of her hand and push her down on a couch and just, you know what I mean? Sit her down or something like that and sit on her, you know what I mean? And then call 911. You had to go and pick up the knife and plunge it into her multiple times, because it's not just one hit and it's a wrap. It was multiple hits on her mom. This might be mental health issues due to just being that are natural, like, schizophrenia or bipolar, or something of that sort. Or this mental health issue could be a result from addiction. I'm going to say that too. Because if you see her photo from what she was to what she is now, that's 10 years. Okay? And you could just see it in her face. It's like she just, oh, man. All right. You could see it in her face. Something ain't right, y'all. Something definitely ain't right.
Able to find any previous criminal history for Mock. It seems that her record up until this point was relatively clean, but Mock now is currently being held on $1 million bond in the county jail in Kansas, and this case is now in the criminal justice system. So many people who watch Mock on TV, as you can imagine, they're reacting to the news in shock. Now, there is that big question of whether Mock murdered her mom with premeditation, which is what first-degree murder is in Kansas, or was this truly an act of self-defense? And in the word of dispatchers, is it something that Mock had to do to save herself? Joining us now to talk more about this is retired.
Okay, and then of course we're done with that, but of course, the question remains, like, what actually happened here? Why did this go down the way it went down? And how would she be able to prove without a shadow of a doubt that this was self-defense? This is a stretch to me. I think it's either mental health or severe addiction that just turned on its head. That's what I truly, truly think. I don't know, but we'll see about that. Okay. So let's be real. Okay. So before I wrap up the show, all right, there is something else that I do want to pull up, because apparently this is what is happening right now as we speak. So I'm going to pull this up really, really quick, because apparently something's going on with Diddy as well. Apparently something's going on with the diddler. So give me 2 seconds here so I can pull this up. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. So apparently the judge grants Diddy's request for expedited appeals. So appeals schedule. So okay. He was hoping to curtail his 50-month prison sentence. This is interesting. Okay. Yeah, that baby oil. So we got an update on him too. So let's take a look at this really quick. So his request for a speedy appeals process was granted by a judge Monday, 4 days after he was transferred to Fort Dix, by the way, a federal prison in New Jersey that is called Fort Dix. I'm not lying. It's called Fort Dix. Yeah. But anyway, to begin serving his 50-month sentence on 2 interstate, pro convictions. So a U.S. Circuit Court Judge Beth Robinson approved Diddy's ask in a 2-paragraph order. So his lawyers, are hoping to curtail the length of the fallen hip-hop mogul's time behind bars. So Robinson, who sits on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, based in New York, outlined a prospective appeals schedule. She said Diddy's brief is due by December 23rd. The U.S. government's brief is due by February 20th. And Combs' team, to reply, is due by March 13th. Okay? So, very interesting, right? So if that timeline holds, oral arguments, they can't be writing like that, because then he gets excited. But oral arguments will take place as early as April. So he was convicted, which we already know, blah, blah, blah. In a filing last week, defense attorney Shapiro said Sean's appeal, Diddy, his appeal, will challenge the unfair use of the Mann Act, an infamous statute with a sordid history, to prosecute him for the, hibbity-dibbity with consenting adults. So they're still trying to go on that whole thing. Okay. They're still riding on that whole thing. Okay. He was transferred to the federal prison at Fort Dix, New Jersey, on Thursday. The prison is a large, low-security federal complex for men located in New Hanover Township, and it houses roughly 4,000 inmates. So he's currently set to be released in 2028, May 8th of 2028, but he could be let out earlier for good behavior or completing certain programs in prison. He has already spent 14 months behind bars following his arrest in September of 2024. So again, this is going to be interesting to see what happens here. Okay. They're trying to expedite certain things. They're trying to, shorten his sentence. They're trying to get him out as fast as possible. So we'll see what happens with this and see what comes of this. But honestly, keep him at Fort Dix until he's done. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Leave Brokeback Mountain in there. Shoot. I feel like he's like the slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Not really broke back, it's like slippery slide, slip and slide. That's the kind of vibe I get about Diddy now, with everything that he's been alleged of doing. Nut juice on chesticles. Okay. Fort Dix. Like, of all places, he's like, yeah, send me over at Fort Dix. Come on now. He's having a grand old time, apparently. Okay. He's having fun. He's meeting friends. He's making friends. All kinds of mans in there. Mm-hmm. The thuggish, ruggish bone. You know what I mean? And for a fact, all those people are in there. He's making some friends so that when he gets out, he doesn't have to call any pros anymore. He can just call up his, dudes that he met during lockdown. You see what I'm saying? And they'll be more than happy to do it. I'm just saying. Fort Dix. Yeah. Yeah. But guys, that is the show. Oh, wait. I got to get this. Hold on. Breezy Bree already said that, but thank you again for your support. Little Shirley, thank you so much. Jake is going to be calling Big Bubba Daddy now. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, he gonna be just fine. He's going to be just fine in prison. Okay? El prison. You know what I mean? He's going to do just fine. Dr. Ed, thank you so much for both of them. Thank you so much. You meant to send a 20. I appreciate it. Regardless, I do appreciate it. But thank you for covering this. You are kind, caring. You make us laugh, and your demeanor is perspicacious. Perspicacious. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. I have to look that up. Perspicacious. Okay. I enjoy your channel and humbled by your kindness. Thank you very much, Julie. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Julie. Okay. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And then, of course, you meant to send the 20, which obviously is okay. I appreciate it regardless. I appreciate the support. Perspicacious. I've never heard of that word before. I'm going to be real. I feel like I have, like in a Charles Dickens story or something. But perspicacious. Perspicacious is the word. Okay. Describe someone with a keen mental perception and deep understanding, allowing them to grasp difficult or hidden things easily. Perspicacious. That's a good word. I like it. I like it. Perspicacious. There we go. We got a new word, y'all. You know, the more you know. Okay. Yeah, I mean, shoot, some of y'all laughing at me like, you dumb, Pascal. You dumb if you don't know what perspicacious is. Dumbass. Well, you know, that is a high level SAT word. Okay. Can you spell that, please? Sure. Perspicacious. 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 That is correct. Did I win the spelling bee? Did I win the spelling bee? No? Yeah, it's like it's like reading Rainbow. Yeah, it is, you know. Yes, perspicacious. It's a good word. It's hard to say at first, but once you get it, it's like, you know what I mean? It's acetaminophen. You know what I mean? So yeah. It sounds like perspiration. Yeah, it does kind of have that kind of ring to it. Perspicacious. It's nice. I like it, you know? Somebody gonna be like, ooh. You know, when you want to slip in that word to make you sound like you got, you know, you're like eloquent, articulate. Your verbatim is verbose. Yeah. Perspicacious. You're such a perspicacious individual. That's what I love hearing you talk. It's like, damn. I don't even know what that means, but that's nice. That sounds intelligent. You make me sound smart. You know? I'm with it. I'm with it all day long. Messy Sweets, thank you so much for the love. You crack me up. Keep it up. Stop. LOL. I'm dead. Wait. Stop that again. You say, hey, you crack me up. Keep it up. But stop. LOL. I'm dead. I appreciate it. Seriously. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll stop, but I'll keep it up. But then I'll stop. And then you're dead. But I appreciate you. Okay. Yeah. Perspicacious. Perspicacious. We're going to have to remember that. Write that down somewhere and throw it into your daily vernacular for the week. And it'll be stuck, hopefully. And then one day, while you're drinking out of very fine stemware and eating out of, I don't know, golden crusted plates with somebody across the table that looks like James Bond, preferably a black James Bond. But you go, wow, I just love this candor. Such a perspicacious event. You're so perspicacious. You know? Just throw it out. Doesn't even have to be right. You know what I mean? Because it does kind of sound like like you're describing crustaceans. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know that other kind of crustacean, that perspicacious. That perspicacious. You feel me? And then everyone's like, yeah. You know, when somebody says, yeah, it's like a marsupial. And you're like, yeah, because they don't know what a marsupial really is. They just nod and say, yeah, because it's a big word. You know what I'm saying? You just throw it out, you know? And then you sound smart as hell. And that's it. They won't look it up because they don't know how to spell it in the first place. Think about that, guys. Think about that. But in all seriousness, use it in the right way, okay? Don't be like, yeah, them crustaceans, you know what I'm saying? They're perspicacious. It's a perspicacious breed. You know what I'm saying? Them crustaceans. Make sure you say the word in the right, under the right context and in the right sentence, in the right spot, okay? Don't be that person, okay? Stay classy. Stay perspicacious. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really means a lot. Thank you so much for being here and conversating with me. We got a lot to talk about in the next couple days, so be ready. Make sure that notification bell is on, okay? There's a lot going on. Even later on in a little bit, I'm going to be sending you guys, I got another video for you guys. There's so much going on, y'all. It's insane. So get ready. Your man is going to be pumping out so much news, you won't even know what to do with yourself, okay? But real quick, again, please, before you head out, hit that like button down below. Crush the do what to do. Hit that reaction button, please, and thank you. If you are watching on these other platforms, make sure you're following, okay? Subscribe here on my main channel. Please and thank you. Crush that subscribe button here. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. There will be new updates on that in a few hours. So make sure you are subscribed to that second channel and my third channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe to The Pascal Show Clips, the second channel, okay? Third channel is Pascal Raw. Make sure you're subscribed over there too. There will be some stuff over there this week as well. So make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell on all those platforms. Set it to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. This is just how these streets are working right now and how the news be newsing. Okay? Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. And, of course, please go check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. Also, shameless plug, please make sure if you want to contribute, we are I think we're at halfway point on my GoFundMe. Please go check out that link that is pinned to the top of the chat. And also it is in the description box down below. I'm trying to raise a little bit of money for this live rig, which will allow me to go anywhere in the globe, going live, covering stuff that you guys really care about. And I really want to bring that dynamic to the show. So please, if you can contribute, a little goes a long way. If it's $2, it's 2 cents, it's $5, whatever. More than that would be absolutely appreciated. Go check it out. Link in the top of the chat and in the description box down below. Okay, guys, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. Stay safe out there, and we'll be talking here very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.